RealAgriculture.com's coverage of the 2011 National Cattlemen's Beef Association meeting is brought to you by HANEY Farms and Elanco Animal Health. Okay, Troy. Yesterday, I guess the world is abuzz talking about Oprah and some of her criticism of animal agriculture. It's just kind of another person on a long list of celebrity types that sort of want to take a smack at the things that Canadian farmers or Canadian American farmers and ranchers are doing. As a rancher in the Dakotas, what's your reaction to that kind of criticism?
To me, it's kind of disappointing that we have people that really have no connection to agriculture, yet they come off as trying to be some sort of an expert and trying to make opinions based on maybe a 60-second video clip or some rumor that they've heard. We've got people all over this country, in Canada and in the United States, that are multi-generation family farmers and ranchers who are absolute experts on raising livestock. And so for her to bring a guy on like Michael Pollan, who's a journalism teacher, and thinking that that's the best resource she can have to talk about food production in this country is extremely disappointing. We've got experts all over this country, like I said, that do it every day. So why wouldn't you go right to the source instead of getting this information second, third hand? And so I think that's what is probably the most disappointing, to see something like that happen.
Do you think, so some people have had different opinions, do you think Cargill was smart to allow her access inside their facility?
It's one of those things, we want to try and be as transparent as we possibly can. And when it comes to raising food, no matter if it's crops or livestock, there's some things that aren't pretty. Growing food and fiber requires kicking up a little dust. And those are the types of things that people don't realize because of this disconnection to agriculture. And so, I don't mind showing people some things as long as we have the experts there to explain what they're seeing. And I think that's probably what happens a lot of times, is they're seeing things that they don't understand and making conclusions that aren't accurate.
Looking at the visual and not actually getting the information.
Yeah, exactly right.
So why do you think we look to people like, Oprah, and we look to Suzanne Summers, and she was in the news last week. Like, why is there, or Alicia Silverstone talking about veganism? Why do we rely on these people to provide insight into what we should be eating or not eating?
That's an interesting question, and trying to figure out why would people rather learn about food production from an actor or an actress rather than food production from somebody that actually does it for a living. It's one of those things that people get wound up in the celebrity status, I think, and unfortunately for some reason think that makes them an expert on everything, and I don't know why that is, but it probably highlights the need for farmers and ranchers to go out there, no matter where we live, and say, hey, I'm out here, I'm an expert in what I do, and I would love to share my story with you, and hold ourselves out there and say, if you want the real story, come talk to me. I tell people all the time, I said, do not ask Google where your food comes from. Google's never grown any food, Google's never raised any livestock, it doesn't know, but the farmers and ranchers out there that do it know all those answers.
You use Google to find some farmers and ranchers that you could talk to personally.
Exactly. Use it to find the people that can give you first-hand information is a fantastic way to help tell your story.
Okay, Troy, have a great NCBA 2011.
Thanks, Sean. Appreciate it.